everyone, welcome back to my Let's Play of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Sorry, I'm fixing my mic. Hopefully the sound is better. I can't really tell because the audio on my computer is a little jank, but sorry if it's still kind of sharp. I think I fixed it by kind of lowering the volume of both myself and the game. Hopefully it's okay. I'm really sorry if it's not. Thank you for your patience. And thank you for your continued support of the series. When we last left off, I think we were trying to argue that the lady, the gentlewoman, I forgot her name, something, Brett, I don't know, but we could argue that she had a gun in her purse, which she failed to mention she had a purse, and they're like, nah, it was a see-through purse, she can't fit no gun. But I don't know, I'm not buying it, so now that's why we're dejected looking, thinking we're gonna lose, but I am ready to fight her and take her down. Let's go. The court has now been shown considerable evidence. As the photographic print just submitted into the court records appears to have no further significance, I am satisfied that there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Indeed, and there's only one logical conclusion. That the pathetic Ricky slumped over the bench before us is the only possible perpetrator of this crime. That's me. No. Just when I thought I was beginning to turn things around. I'm in a worse situation than I was at the start. Cosma, yo, bro, you're not giving me hope with that. Cosma? I'm sorry, Ryunosuke. Now that the cross-examination of the witness is over, there's no way to force the trial to continue. What? You mean this is it? Goodbye, it's been nice knowing you. Tish, haha. I must say, you put up quite a fight for a rookie student, but the weak are meat while the strong eat. What is that? You were wasting your time. There's no way to defeat true justice. Yeah, too bad it ain't. A fact that you can chew on to your heart's content. From the inside of your cell. Your cell. This can't be happening. Am I really going to be found guilty of a crime that I didn't commit? And Kazuma. His dream of going to study in Great Britain will slip through his fingers. Kazuma. What? Is there really no chance now of turning this trial around? You heard the judge. There's nothing about that last photograph the detective produced that we can contest. Yeah, what about the ox burned into his arm? Which means there's no basis on which we can argue for the trial to continue. Very well, I will now proceed immediately to the ruling. It seems we will be able to report to the British government on time after all. That smug little... Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Having considered all the evidence placed before me, I hereby Oh! Damn! Wait! Your Excellency! Ryunosuke! I don't think you can rule on this case yet. Objection! This amateurishness is getting tedious. It's a hard word. When His Excellency deems that the trial is over, he gives his ruling. That is the most basic protocol of the courtroom. Yes! Your Excellency, just a moment ago you said this. As the photographic print just submitted appears to have no further significance, there is no longer any room for doubt in this matter, and I must make my ruling. Now, that means that if there was a problem with the evidence, some significant detail I mean, then ruling on the case at this time would be out of the question. Objection! This is blatant straw clutching. Look at this photographic print. All it shows is the handbag the gentleman was carrying on the day in question. There could be no problem with this evidence. Do you not see the hand in the background, sir? Do your glasses work? You better know what you're doing, Ryunosuke. I understand your objection, counsel. Certainly, the new evidence submitted by the detective has not undergone the court's scrutiny. Yeah? However, I fail to see how we can glean any new information from this handbag. Ha, my thoughts exactly. Really, the prosecution is becoming tired of this rookie's desperate wheezes. Wheezes? Yes, I am desperate, but this isn't a wheeze. There's something about this photograph which just doesn't seem right. If only I could put my finger on it. My hand. My wrist, even. Very well. I will grant the defense one final opportunity. With all 5 of your health points. They like to do that in these games. What? But be warned that if I am unsatisfied by your response here, the trial will be over with immediate effect. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Your Excellency. So, take another look at the photographic print Inspector Hosonaga submitted before. You will identify for the court where in this print we see the significant detail to which you have alluded. This bitch over here. Yes. Paul Bunyan's. What's the... Blue. Paul Bunyan's pet. Here he is. Do I need to, like... Oh.
Yes!
I was pressing X. Look at this here. There's a very unusual mark on the victim's wrist. That is true. It looks almost like a burn of some description. Aw, damn. She's just like, oh shit. Dear me, I was pondering what new piffle you would come out with. A burn, you say, on the victim's wrist? Clearly that has nothing whatsoever to do with the magnificent lady's handbag. Yes, that is a burn mark, you're right. Gasp! Go on, Inspector. The police coroner also noticed it when he was performing the post-mortem examination. It was deemed unrelated to the cause of death, so he didn't note it in his report. What did I tell you? In any case, we have no idea when the victim suffered this burn, do we? And no possible way of knowing either. Oh, but I do! The more I look at it, the more I find myself intrigued by the curious shape of this mark. However, as Prosecutor Ouchie points out, unless a further connection to the case can be shown, I cannot allow any further time to be spent on the precise details of this burn. Gasp! High School Musical fans? Oh, just kidding. Excuse me, Your Excellency. It would seem Miss Brett has a lunch appointment with the dean and other university staff. Does she not care that someone she was dining with just got murdered? No one finds this weird? She would like to know if she may be excused from the sun now. Oh, my voice gave out. Oh, of course, dear lady. We shan't hold you up any longer. I'm quite sure His Excellency is about to give his final ruling anyway. No, he's not, because he's not stupid. What's your thinking on this, Ryanosuke? Do you believe this burn does have something to do with the case? Everything does, always. To be honest, I'm not really sure. But if I don't keep pushing, then it's all over. So I was thinking I should keep digging and digging, in the hope that I might uncover something useful. Blind hope. Yes, you're right. I am? If we can just link that burn to the case, if we can do that, we might be able to prise this shutting door back open again. Yes, doors. Just give up, Counsel. You can't possibly hope to do that. What do you know, man? Indeed, I'm afraid that without evidence, I can't allow you to pursue what is little more than conjecture. But what if we have... Oh my god. What if we had evidence? Evidence that irrefutably linked the burn on the victim's wrist to the case. Then you would allow it? I would, yes. To tell the truth, I hadn't noticed that burn. But as soon as you pointed it out, what I did notice was the color draining from Miss Brett's face. Really? Should be nervous, yo. I have to find some link between that burn and the case. Oh! Ah! Starts yodeling. This is the moment of truth. It's time to find some evidence that proves what that burn really means. So then, the defense will now present its evidence to the court. Let's go! The evidence that demonstrates an inextricable connection between the victim's burn and this trial. Nope. Almost selected that one. Yes, there it is! Can I look at it? Right there. Nope. Alright, cool. Take that!
Yes!
What's this, Counsel? Yet another print. Yes, Your Excellency. I believe photographic prints are an amazing invention. When we humans look at a scene, we miss things. That's true. But in a photograph, things we may have overlooked at the time are recorded forevermore. Do hurry up, rookie. What are you trying to say? That you're blind! Sir? To inconvenience this poor lady any further would really be quite inexcusable. Actually, we may need you to stay with us a little longer, if you don't mind, Miss Brett. Dot 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 dot. I'm kidding. You see, it's very clearly visible in this other photograph. How did the victim come to have that unusually shaped burn on his wrist? The reason is recorded here forevermore. What? How?
Objection!
You can't fool me with your little bluffs, boy. If that's your game, then let's see how it plays out. Show the court exactly what you mean. What is in this photograph that explains the reason for the victim's burn? Easy, right here.
Yes!
Yes! The beefsteak. Actually, the point is the metal plate the steak was served on. The plate. Ah! Your Excellency, are you alright? He's got a sneeze. As you can see, there's an emblem on the plate. Paul Bunyan's, I almost said horse, blue. I would guess it's some sort of trademark of Le Carnival. Ah! The emblem on the plate and the victim's burn are exactly the same shape. Ah! Ryunosuke, you genius! You're spot on. Which means the victim must have suffered this burn while he was present at the restaurant. Damn! But then you're like, okay. Does that mean he was laying on the plate? But even if that is the case, we can't know if it happened on the day in question or not. Could have been the day before, or the day before that. Most likely happened at some other unrelated time. Conjecture, bitch. Well,
Objection!
Sadly, Prosecutor Ouchie, the chances of that are extremely slim. Yeah, thanks. Why? The outline of the burn is clearly discernible. Such a serious injury would have caused quite a commotion in this restaurant. Yeah, wouldn't you agree, Inspector Hosonaga? I can't imagine having missed such a terrible disaster, certainly. But maybe the staff was stupid that day, I don't know. I would say, looking at the picture of the wound, that it wasn't suffered very long ago. And, although it's not a particularly large burn, it's extremely well defined, as the defense just pointed out. This is no mild burn, that's for sure. Can you be more specific, Inspector? Well, let's see. If the plate was at around 90 degrees centigrade, a burn like that would have taken around 3 seconds. It's inconceivable that the victim wouldn't have let out a scream of pain then. I don't know what voice that was. I've been investigating at the restaurant for several weeks already, but I've not heard anyone scream at all. As the head waiter of Le Carnival, I can testify to that without hesitation. But you're a detective, not a waiter! I mean, yeah. There you have it. Something isn't right here. As the detective said, anyone who burnt themselves on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds would scream in pain. There's no question of that. And yet Inspector Hosonaga never heard the professor scream. Not on that day or any day before. That's right. And the strange thing is, on the day he was shot, I didn't hear him cry out either. What are you suggesting? Well, if the professor had carelessly laid his wrist on the plate for anything like 3 seconds that day, that would be beyond careless, I think, Counsel. That would be stupid. Then the rest of us in the restaurant, myself, the sergeant, and the old antiques dealer, all of us would, without any question, have heard him scream. Wouldn't you agree, Prosecutor Ouchie? Huh? Well, yes, I suppose. So, the question is, why didn't a single person hear Dr. Wilson scream? I almost don't believe it. Ryunosuke, do you think? Leaning into it, can it really be true? Was he like dead the whole time? I never dreamt we'd arrive at a conclusion like this, but I'm starting to think that maybe we've been led into a terrible trap. Was he poisoned? Is that why she took the glass? There's only one explanation I can think of to make sense of this apparent impossibility. On the day in question, when he suffered the burn to his wrist, Dr. Wilson was asleep, was already deceased! No man could remain silent while his wrist was burning on a piping hot plate for 3 whole seconds. That's clearly impossible, apart from in one particular situation. Counsel, are you suggesting he likes pain? No, I'm kidding. Yes, it's only possible if the man was already dead. Already? Dead? She's like, tee hee hee. Knowing what we know now, it's the only possible explanation. Bam! When the beefsteak was brought to Dr. Wilson's table that day, the professor was already dead. That's madness! Order, 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 please! Counsel, explain this absurd notion at once. The victim was killed by a gunshot. That's right, that's absolutely right, Your Excellency. This is just another ridiculous ploy by the rookie student, but clearly he has no grasp of the facts.
Objection!
Well, I mean, no, Prosecutor Ouchie, it's you who has no grasp of the facts. I beg your pardon. As soon as it became apparent that the victim had suffered that burn while at the restaurant, this whole case was turned upside down. Or have you not grasped that yet? Your Excellency, the court must hear from this witness again. If it's true, as we now believe, that the victim was already dead before the gunshot was heard, it's highly likely that Miss Brett knows something about it. Diggity damn! Incredible! I certainly didn't anticipate this twist of events. I'm sorry to say, Miss Brett, you're going to be late to lunch, that you will have to forget your lunch and engagement. Damn on 'em, Judge. But, Your Excellency, I'm waiting for her to lose her shit. That always happens in the Phoenix Wright or Ace Attorney games. They like freak out. The justice system in our country may be in its infancy, but rest assured, all reasonable doubt must be dispelled before I am prepared to pass judgment. Thank you, Your Excellency. I gasp. Ugh. What was that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. She can speak! Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? I ain't no dumb bitch. Well, of course I do. I'm studying in your... Oh my god, I am studying in your country after all. But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you all on your own level. Oh, well, you are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us. This idiot, I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. So, we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Rip her to shreds! Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. They sure are, man. They sure are. Alright, witness testimony, let's go. Oh, Hosonaga, you can sit down, man. I mean, you don't have to keep standing there. The victim's death, in quotations. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrist like that. But when the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem reports show no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please, do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway. Wow, that's not suspicious at all. Thanks. That most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in Supreme Court's history. Thank you. Easy does it. I hope that is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone. God, I hate you. Not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant. I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today. The Minister of Justice? May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen. Huh? Thanks? Was that a prayer then? Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett. Put up with a cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. Ha ha ha, throw down! I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear? Yep, sure. Was that necessary? Yes, Your Excellency. Then you may proceed with the cross-examination. Alrighty tighty then. Cross-examination. Well, I mean, the last statement, she could have poisoned him, right? And that's why she took the glass away? Like, I don't see why that wouldn't be plausible. Fortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burned his wrist like that. When the waiter brought my steak, raised their glasses, as far as I've heard. My steak? Yeah. The post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. There's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace. Please do show me. Poison! Yes. Without leaving a trace. If someone is shot, or strangled, or stabbed, or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body. Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga? As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation. Huh. There would be physical traces with all those causes of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark. If, heaven forbid, you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone how exactly you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it? Ha! Oh no, perish the thought, calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question. On my honor, I, Takatsuchi Aochi, will cut down any who dare cast such aspersions. A way of killing someone that leaves no trace. We need some evidence to back us up here. Yes, evidence. Do I have that? Let me see. How do I go to my court record? Present. The bullet did not pass through the body. Okay. Carbonated water? Do I like send a picture of the water? Dental work. Can I like examine it? Like the bottle? How do I tell them poison? Should I like just press her other statements first? Maybe I should just try, I'll try presenting the bottle. How about that? Let's see, this one?
Yes!
Poison! Oh, nope, nope. Contradiction. Nope, sorry, sorry. As far as I can tell, nothing untoward, but that, my hopes. Pull yourself together! You look as though your eyes are about to pop out of your head. Hey, no, that's not nice. Oh, I can't help that. It's just my look. My eyeballs are not secure. Let's just press them all. How about that? Let's see. Press.
Yes!
Yes! But his hand was on the searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't not have noticed. Wasn't it her food? Like, how did he even get his hand on it? Do you think so? Let me ask you something. Sorry? Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on those unsightly black trousers of yours has been wide open. You can't not have noticed, can you? Huh? What? Ah! Damn, roast it. Haha, what fun. You hadn't realized. Hosanaga's like, the shame. The dear lady is absolutely right. As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Ryunosuke. Why didn't you tell me? Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing? Oh yes, I think my tiny brain can.
Yes!
Yes! I mean, no. Well, I can't. Anyway. Wow, she does not give 2 hoots. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast.
Yes!
Okay. As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water. Is that right? Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at that time, if you remember. Which explains why he ordered that drink. Correct, waiter? Exactly as you say, sir. Although... whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to the table, I'm afraid I don't remember that. Damn you. I have enough English to understand that at least. For the benefit of the others in the court, it means, bless you. I think it means the exact opposite. Anyway. Damn you. I think the water's poisoned.
Yes!
Yes, it's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma. Yes. Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us. And there were no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death. It can only have been the bullet from your gun. Oh, that put an end to this innocent man's life. Wasn't my gun, but it doesn't make sense. The burn must have happened straight away when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter. Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, it wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that. And if the victim burnt his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point.
Objection!
Roast! And yet, the fact is that the victim was killed by a gunshot to the chest. Until you're able to show the court evidence to disprove that, this is a complete waste of time. I concur. Prosecutor Ouchi is right. Ugh. Is she gonna go anyway? This just keeps going. Okay, I did that one. Let's do this one.
Yes!
Inferior? What do you mean by that? In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once and that's the end of it. Isn't that so? Quite right. The carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident. Oh my god, dude. Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence will be lost. Can I help you? It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try to preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand. But y'all are dumb. Haha, killer blow. The lady's as formidable as she is beautiful. Amazing. Oh, amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie is finally starting to see sense. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. Yeah, Hosonaga freaking out in the background? What do you think, Ryunosuke? I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, I'm not turning up any new information. Yes, as I suspected, she is a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clue somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Kazuma. What, Ryunosuke? There is one thing I noticed. Something that's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett? Actually, no. About the person standing next to her, Inspector Hosonaga. The detective. Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If it might present an opening, maybe? Alright, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective. Alright then. I wonder what Kazuma's thinking. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose, once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again. Alright, but first, let me save and call it an episode. Because we're at a good point. It's getting a little late in the episode. But hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, sorry if the audio is still jank. I'm going to work on fixing it still. I don't know what's wrong with it, but the tables are twisting. Maybe he's going to bring up... Maybe he drank out of the glass and it poisoned him and that's why he's coughing up blood? Could be it, right? I don't know. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, feel free to leave a like, comment, favorite, or subscribe, whatever you guys are feeling. And until the next time, lights off, dark out.